Welcome, everyone. Today's video is not just another motivational video. This is not something you watch and forget. This is your wake-up call, a reminder, a life-altering message that might just stir something in you that's been asleep for too long. Today, we are not just talking about dreams. We are talking about the one thing that takes dreams out of your head and turns them into something you can live, breathe, and touch. Consistency. I want to speak to you not as a speaker or a teacher, but as someone who has failed, fallen, gotten back up, and learned one thing above all. Talent means nothing if you can't be consistent. I've met countless gifted people who could have changed the world, but they're stuck. They're waiting for the right time. And I've met average, unnoticed people who rose beyond imagination simply because they showed up. Every single day. You don't need perfect English. You don't need to be rich. And you definitely don't need the perfect background. What you need is to make a choice right now, to pick one thing and work on it every single day. Because your life isn't built in the big moments. It's shaped by what you do over and over, in silence, in discipline, when no one's watching. So today, I'm going to take you deep into the power of consistency. From the very root, I'll give you real stories, soul-shaking truths, and examples that are simple and easy to follow. You'll not only understand what consistency is, you'll feel why it matters. And if you truly want to stop quitting, if you're tired of hitting reset every month, if you want to break free and live the life you keep dreaming about, then watch this till the end. Because this isn't fake hype. This isn't about clapping for yourself for doing nothing. This is about real change, coming from real truth. If you're stuck, tired, overwhelmed, or just lost, then this message is crafted for you. Not just to push you for a day, but to wake something up inside you that never sleeps again. Because on this channel, you don't just learn English. You learn how to grow, how to fight, how to live. So hit that subscribe button and let's take this journey together. Learn something new every single day and change your life one brick at a time. 1. What is consistency? Let's begin where it matters most. What does it truly mean to be consistent? It means showing up again and again. Not just when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but even when your back aches, when your eyes are tired, when your heart is heavy, when your mind screams, "Not today." Consistency is doing that small thing every single day, even if nobody notices. It's better to do a little daily than to do a lot once and never again. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Again, and again, and again. Think about learning English. Can you speak fluently in a week? Of course not. But what if you speak 5 new sentences every single day? Watch 1 short English video daily? Read just 1 paragraph? In 6 months, your mind begins to rewire. Your tongue stops freezing. You start to think in English without effort. That's what consistency does. Now apply the same idea to fitness. If you go to the gym for 3 hours one day and disappear for 2 months, nothing changes. But if you walk for just 30 minutes a day, do 20 push-ups, eat just a bit better, your body transforms. Not overnight, but gradually. People begin to see it. You begin to feel it. 1 year later, you're not just fit. You're a new person. But here's the catch. Most people want fast. So they go big for a day, then disappear. The winners? They go small, but they never stop. Consistency isn't flashy, but its results feel like magic. 2. Why do people fail without consistency? Let's be brutally honest. Most people aren't failing because they're not smart. They're failing because they're not consistent, because they lack patience, because they want results without discipline. The truth nobody tells you is that successful people are not special. They're just consistent. I've known people who started from zero, no followers, no money, no education, no connections. But they picked one thing, and they showed up every single day. Today, they're building businesses, teaching others, living their purpose. Not because they were lucky, but because they were relentless. Want an unforgettable example? The bamboo tree. When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing grows for 5 long years. You water it daily, you care for it, but nothing shows. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Did it grow in 6 weeks? Number. It was growing for 5 years, underground, laying down its foundation. That's how success works. You may not see progress for a while, but if you stop, you kill the roots. But if you keep going, one day you rise. And when you rise, it's fast. Never confuse slow progress with no progress. The real growth is happening where no one sees it until it explodes. 3. How consistency builds self-respect. This one is deeply personal. Consistency doesn't just shape your goals, it shapes your self-worth. Every time you say, "I'll wake up early," and actually do it, you begin to trust yourself. Every time you promise to practice and keep that promise, you start to feel stronger, more disciplined, more capable. But the opposite is also true. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," and break your word, you lose a little bit of respect for yourself. Your mind begins to whisper, "You're lazy. You can't finish anything. You'll never change." That's dangerous, because how you see yourself becomes how you live. But there's good news. You can rebuild that trust. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with one small habit. Read 1 page a day. Learn 3 new words a day. Wake up just 10 minutes earlier. Stick to it. Prove it to yourself. Soon, your identity shifts. Your brain says, "I'm not a quitter. I'm not weak. I am consistent." And that new self-image, it unlocks doors you didn't even know existed. 4. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams are powerful, but without action, they are just stories you tell yourself to feel better. Everyone dreams of being rich, fluent, fit, respected, but not everyone is ready to walk the bridge that leads from wishing to living. That bridge has a name: consistency. Without it, your dream is just air. With it, your dream becomes a plan. That plan becomes action. That action becomes reality. Look at J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, rejected by 12 publishers. A single mother. Depressed. Broke. But she kept writing, every day, even when no one believed in her. Until one day, someone did. That book, it changed the world. If she had stopped, the world would never know Harry Potter. Your dream is no different. It's waiting on the other side of that bridge, but only if you walk it. And walking it means showing up daily, especially when it's hard. Because consistency brings hidden magic into the world. Your voice, your talent, your story, all of it matters, but only if you stay long enough to let it shine. 5. Motivation will fail you, but consistency will save you. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright for a moment and then disappears. When you're motivated, everything feels possible. You wake up early. You do the work. You feel unstoppable. But what about the days when you feel tired, when life throws a curveball, when it's raining and cold, and your mind says, just skip it today? That's when most people fall, because they were waiting for motivation to carry them. But winners, they know better. They know motivation is temporary, but consistency is forever. Think about a mother and her newborn baby. She wakes up at 2 a.m., feeds the child, rocks it back to sleep. She hasn't slept in days. Her body is aching. Ask yourself, is she motivated every night? Number, is she inspired each time the baby cries? Of course not. But she still shows up because her purpose is bigger than her mood. Her reason is stronger than her excuses. That's consistency. When you treat your dream the way a mother treats her child, with care, with duty, with unconditional responsibility, you don't need motivation anymore. You show up every day, no matter what. And that is what separates the dreamers from the doers. 6. Small steps every day create massive results over time. Most people make a big mistake. They overestimate what they can do in one day and underestimate what they can achieve in 1 year. They say, I'll study 10 hours today. And they do. But then, they're too tired tomorrow. They disappear for a week. They say, I'll lose 10 kilos in a month. They crash diet, then give up. They want to build a business in 2 months. And when the money doesn't come, they say, this doesn't work. But success doesn't work that way. Success is boring, repetitive, slow, but certain, if you stay consistent. Let me share a true story. There was a man who wanted to write a book, but he had no time. So he said, I'll write just 1 sentence a day. That's it. Some days he wrote more. Some days he wrote only 1 line. But he never skipped a day. A year later, his book was done. Not because he worked hard once, but because he showed up daily. A single drop of water falling every day can break a rock. Not because the drop is strong, but because it never stops falling. You don't have to do everything today, but you have to do something today. And when you do, again and again, you'll wake up one day and realize you've built something massive. 7. Your environment shapes your consistency. Let's talk about something most people ignore: your environment. You could have the best goals, the deepest motivation, the strongest mindset. But if your environment works against you, you'll keep failing. Imagine trying to quit sugar, but your house is full of candy. Imagine trying to study, but you're surrounded by noise, distractions, and people who mock your efforts. Imagine trying to build a business, but everyone around you says, be realistic. Environment is powerful. It silently pushes you towards success or pulls you into failure. If you want to be consistent, you must design your surroundings to support your discipline. Clean your room. Remove distractions. Surround yourself with people who take action. Create a workspace that makes you want to sit and work. Put your workout clothes where you can see them. Keep your English notes where your eyes land. Set reminders. Leave sticky notes with words like, just start. Don't break the chain. Show up today. These small changes can rewire your behavior because you don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your environment. So ask yourself, what around you needs to change? 8. You don't need to feel confident. You just need to be consistent. This one is huge, so listen carefully. You don't have to feel confident to take action. Confidence comes after action, not before. So many people say, I'll start once I feel ready. But you'll never feel 100% ready. Confidence is built like a muscle. And the only way to grow it is through doing, not waiting. Think about it. When you first started learning to ride a bike, were you confident? You were scared, you wobbled, you fell, but you kept trying. And each time, your body learned, your brain adjusted, until one day, you just rode. No fear, no second thought. Confidence was born through repetition. The same applies to speaking English, building a business, starting a YouTube channel, or chasing any big goal. Don't wait to feel sure. Don't wait until you're fearless. Start while you're scared. Show up while you're unsure. Take the step while your voice shakes, because every time you do it, it gets easier. Confidence isn't the spark, it's the reward. And the only way to earn it is through consistent action, even when doubt is screaming in your ear. 9. Track your habits, not your feelings. Here's a simple trick that changes everything. Stop measuring your progress by how you feel. Feelings lie. They come and go. Some days you feel like a king. Other days you feel like a failure. But your feelings are not facts. That's why you must track your actions, not your emotions. Create a habit tracker, a simple notebook, a calendar, an app. It doesn't matter, but write down what you did every day. Did you read? Mark it. Did you exercise? Mark it. Did you study? Mark it. Over time, you'll see your pattern, and when the voice in your head says, "You're not doing enough," you can look back and say, "Actually, I'm doing great." This builds momentum. It builds pride. It shows you the truth. Because most people quit not because they're failing, but because they feel like they're failing. They don't see their tiny victories. So they give up right before the breakthrough. Don't let that be you. Keep score and watch your life change. 10. The 2-day rule. Want a simple rule that keeps your habits alive? It's called the 2-day rule. Here's how it works. Never skip the same habit 2 days in a row. If you miss one day, fine. Life happens. You're human. But don't let it turn into 2. Because 2 becomes 3, then a week, then a month. And suddenly, you've lost all momentum. But if you apply the 2-day rule, you protect your streak. You build your identity. You remind yourself, I am someone who doesn't give up. Miss a workout? No problem. Just don't miss it again. Forget to study? Cool. Just come back tomorrow. This rule is powerful because it gives you grace and accountability. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be present. Every habit you want to build can survive a bad day, but it can't survive quitting. So remember this. 1 bad day is recovery. 2 is relapse. 11. Your identity must change. If you keep saying things like, I'm lazy, I'm not a morning person, I always quit, then guess what? You'll live that out because your brain follows your identity. Whatever you believe about yourself, you reinforce with action. That's why true consistency begins not with your actions, but with your identity shift. You must start seeing yourself as the kind of person who is consistent even before you feel it. Say it out loud, write it down, visualize it. I am consistent. I follow through. I am disciplined. I do what I said I'd do, no matter what. It might feel fake at first, but keep repeating it. Your brain is listening. And soon, your actions begin to align with your new identity. This is not magic. It's psychology. People don't stick to habits by force. They stick to habits that match who they believe they are. So don't just change your routine, change your identity. And everything else follows. 12. Your why must be stronger than your excuses. Let's get real. There will be days when you want to give up. Days when you feel nothing is working. Days when your body is tired and your soul is heavy. What will keep you going on those days? One thing, your why, your reason, your purpose. If your why is weak, your excuses will win. But if your why is strong, nothing can stop you. So ask yourself, why do you want this? Why are you learning English? Why are you building that business? Why are you trying to improve your life? Dig deep. Go beyond, I want more money, or I want to be famous. That's not enough. Find the reason that makes you cry, that lights your heart on fire, that makes quitting feel like betrayal. Maybe you want to give your family a better life. Maybe you want to break generational curses. Maybe you want to prove to yourself that you're not a failure. Whatever it is, make it clear. Write it down. Read it every morning. Because when your purpose is bigger than your pain, you become unstoppable. 13. Discipline is self-love. Most people think discipline is punishment, that it's harsh, that it takes away fun. But that's a lie. True discipline is the highest form of self-love. When you discipline yourself to wake up early, to eat better, to focus, to build, you're telling your future self, I love you enough to not let you suffer later. Discipline is not saying no to joy. It's saying yes to freedom, to health, to growth, to confidence. It's delaying short-term pleasure for long-term peace. You don't want the regret of skipping workouts, wasting hours, living in debt, or feeling stuck forever. That's real pain. Discipline avoids that, and once you taste the results, nothing else compares. So stop seeing discipline as a burden. See it as a gift, the one gift only you can give yourself. 14. Success is built in silence. In a world of social media, everyone wants to post their progress, show off their journey, prove their hustle. But real success? It's quiet. It's built in the early mornings when no one sees you, in the nights when you choose to study instead of scrolling, in the sacrifices that no one claps for. The most powerful transformations happen in the dark, like seeds planted underground, like muscles built in silence, like books written in quiet rooms. Don't seek applause, seek progress. Let your work speak so loudly you don't need to. Be okay being unknown for a while, being invisible, because consistency builds results, and results speak for themselves. One day, you'll walk into a room and people will wonder how you did it, and you'll smile because you know the truth. You were working when they were watching. 15. You have time. Stop saying you don't. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I don't have time. But time is not the problem. Your priorities are. The average person spends over 3 hours a day on their phone, watching shows, scrolling endlessly, talking about people. That's 21 hours a week, almost a full day. What could you build with that time? A new skill? A business? A stronger body? A better life? You don't need more time. You need more focus. You need to protect your time like it's gold, because it is. Audit your days. Look at where your time is leaking. Set limits. Create boundaries. Say no. Not because you're rude, but because you're focused. Because you're building something. Because every minute matters. And when you start valuing your time, you start valuing yourself. 16. Stop negotiating with your goals. Every time you sit there thinking, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or just 5 more minutes, or I'm too tired, you're entering a negotiation with your lower self. And guess what? That version of you always wants comfort, always wants escape, always wants easy. So if you keep negotiating with it, you lose. Every single time. That's why consistency requires non-negotiable decisions. You wake up and do it, no debate. You study, you train, you work, no back and forth. You eliminate the mental conversation and act like it's already decided. Because it is. You don't ask, "Do I feel like showing up today?" You just show up. The same way you brush your teeth. The same way you lock your door at night. It's automatic. It's what you do. Because the more you negotiate, the more excuses win. And every time excuses win, your confidence dies a little. So stop arguing with your future. Choose it, commit to it, and execute. Without hesitation, without drama, without compromise. 17. The goal is not motivation, it's movement. So many people are addicted to motivation. They chase hype, watch endless videos, scroll for that perfect quote to make them feel ready. But motivation fades. It's emotional caffeine. What matters more is movement. Tiny, repeated actions that compound into transformation. You don't need a loud fire. You just need a quiet spark every day. Motivation is the high. Movement is the habit. Movement is the routine. Movement is setting your alarm even when you're tired. It's opening your book even when you're distracted. It's going for a walk even when it's raining. When you focus on movement, you stop being a slave to your feelings. And the best part? Action creates momentum. Momentum fuels motivation. And suddenly, you're in a loop of progress. So the next time you don't feel like it, don't wait for the fire. Be the spark. 18. You will be tested. Prepare for it. Let's be honest. Life doesn't care about your goals. It's going to throw setbacks, delays, heartbreaks, bad days, days you question everything. That's not a sign to quit. That's a sign you're on the right path. Every strong person you admire, every athlete, entrepreneur, artist, warrior, was tested, broken, defeated, and then rebuilt. Your consistency will be tested too. People will laugh. Friends will disappear. Results will come slower than you hoped. But in those moments, you must remind yourself, you're not doing this for applause. You're doing this for your evolution. Let pain be your fuel. Let setbacks sharpen your focus. Let the hard days build your mental armor. Because the people who keep going in chaos, the ones who show up through storms, are the ones who win. You're not weak for struggling. You're strong for continuing. Keep going. 19. You don't need to go fast. You just need to go forward. In the age of instant success and viral wins, it's easy to feel behind. But real growth is not a race. It's a climb. And the ones who succeed are not the fastest. They're the ones who never stop climbing. Your progress might be slow. That's okay. It's still progress. 1 page read, 1 rep done, 1 line written, 1 decision made. It all stacks. And over time, those small, steady steps become unstoppable momentum. You don't need to sprint. You just need to take the next step. And the next. And the next. Slow doesn't mean failure. It means you're building something real. So breathe, relax. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. The only person you need to beat is the version of you from yesterday. And if you did anything to move forward, you're winning. 20. No one is coming to save you. This one might sting, but you need to hear it. No one is going to come fix your life for you. No one is going to force you to show up. No one is going to hand you the results you want. You are responsible for your journey, for your growth, for your consistency. And that's not a bad thing. That's freedom. because it means you have the power to change it all, the power to show up, to build discipline, to rewrite your story. You don't need permission. You don't need a savior. You just need to decide that you've had enough of the excuses, enough of waiting, enough of living on autopilot. When you finally realize it's on you, you take your power back. And from that moment on, nothing can stop you. 21. Mastery begins when it gets boring. Want to know why most people quit? Because once the excitement wears off, they disappear. The gym isn't fun anymore. Studying feels like a chore. Building feels like work. So they stop. But the truth is, that's where mastery begins. When it's no longer exciting, but you do it anyway. When no one is cheering, but you show up anyway. When progress is invisible, but you believe anyway. This is where champions are made. In the dull, in the repetition, in the grind. Greatness is not built in hype. It's built in habits. So if you're feeling bored, don't run from it. Lean into it. Embrace the routine. Because boredom is not a signal to quit. It's a signal that you're doing it right, that you're getting closer, that you're becoming someone the old you would be proud of. 22. Don't fear failure. Fear regret. People are so scared of failing that they never try. But failure is not the enemy. It teaches you. It molds you. It sharpens you. Regret is the real killer. Regret whispers, "What if?" at 2 a.m. It makes your stomach turn when you remember how close you were, but gave up. You will never regret trying and failing, but you will regret not trying at all. So go. Mess up, stumble, fall, learn, adjust, rise. That's how warriors are born. You don't grow from standing still. You grow from falling forward. So don't let fear of failure chain you to comfort. Let the fear of regret launch you into action. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the things you failed at. You'll remember the dreams you never chased. 23. Your future is watching. There's a version of you 5 years from now, stronger, wiser, freer. That version is watching everything you do today. They're rooting for you to stop scrolling, to stop complaining, to stop quitting. They want you to get up, show up, and fight for the life they're living. Every decision you make is either feeding that future or starving it. When you skip the workout, when you ignore the study session, when you break your promise, you're betraying your future self. But when you show up, even tired, when you push through, even scared, when you commit, even broken, you are investing in that future. And one day, you'll meet that version of you, and you'll smile, because you'll know you earned it. 24. You're already becoming. Stop saying, one day. Stop acting like you're waiting for a magical moment to become the person you want to be. That person? You're already becoming them, right now, with every choice, every habit, every late night, every early morning. Transformation is not some distant destination. It's built daily, quietly, invisibly. And most people don't even realize they're changing until the mirror reflects someone new. So trust the process. Trust your daily grind. It matters, even when it feels small, especially when it feels small. You're not starting someday. You're already in motion. You're already in the story. Keep writing. 25. Show up for yourself. This is the final and maybe most important message. Do it for you. Not for the applause, not for the likes, not for validation. For you, for the promises you made to yourself, for the life you want to build, for the pain you want to leave behind. You've been there for everyone else, family, friends, jobs, strangers. But now it's time to show up for yourself. No more putting yourself last. No more waiting for signs. No more apologizing for wanting more. You're allowed to take up space, to dream big, to move different, to start again. And again, and again. Show up when you're tired. Show up when you're unsure. Show up when it feels pointless. Because consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up when it's hard. When you do that, you win. Every time.